Hello everyone, how are you today? So if you're watching this video, that means you have some headlights that you need to have restored. And if you purchase this 3M headlight restoration kit, it should look just like this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to guide you through how to get the best results out of it. Because even though it's relatively foolproof, there are some techniques that you want to pay closer attention to get the best results out of it, so that way they last the longest. So in your kit here, it's going to come with a pad that's going to go into your drill. And you want to make sure that you just have the Velcro side. It's going to come with this gray piece attached to it, so you want to make sure that you take that off and you just have the Velcro showing. And then you're going to have this piece here, this 3000 grit. It's going to give you a handful of 800 grit little sandpaper discs. The directions that it gives you refers to these as gold, although I don't know, to me this doesn't really look gold. But this anyways is a 500 grit, and this is what you're going to start with. You're also going to have this pad right here that you'll use with your rubbing compound that was given to you as well. Good thing to have with you is to have a little spray bottle, or actually I would recommend a spray bottle. I wouldn't recommend a bucket with hose because that'd be too much water for you. You need some painter's tape, or any tape that won't stick to your paint and peel it off when you take it off. You want to have yourself a drill, and you want to have yourself maybe glass wipes or Windex, or a little rag with some soap and water on it, just to pre-clean your lens. So the first thing you want to do is you want to clean your lens here. You see, well, I taped mine off. You don't have to do that first, but you want to clean your lens. Get off any bugs that might have got on there or something. Then, if you hadn't done this already, with your painter's tape, or any tape that you have that won't destroy your finish here, your paint job, you want to go carefully outline the whole entire lens. If yours is like mine and it has a little tiny lip underneath, you just kind of place that tape underneath there, so that way when you're using your drill it doesn't scratch it all up. Once you got it painted off, painter taped it off, then you want to grab your drill and what they call gold discs. So this is your first set of sandpaper here, and make sure you only grab one, line it up as best you can, get it on there for good measure. And so what I'm doing is I'm not going to have the drill on full blast like that. You don't want to do that because that's going to heat up the plastic and actually kind of melt it, and then if that happens, then you'll have to sand it down and down and down and down and down to get that out. So you don't want to do that. You want to have it going just lightly. I'm pulling the trigger just a little bit. Almost once it starts going. A little bit past once it starts going. And then you don't want to do circles or anything, because that's what the drill's already doing for you. So you just want to, what I do is I kind of start along the edges and then do the body. See, look at all this that already came off. It's crazy. So this is you're literally sanding down the lens. You're taking off the plastic. So this is everything just from the elements to the sun. And see the way the pad looks before and after? So it's taking it off. So they give you a few of these. So they gave me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So don't be afraid to switch them up. Don't try to get everything you can out of one, because if it comes down to where you burn through, and don't forget you got another lens to do too. So if you burn through all your lenses too quick, you could always, if you have to, go back to one of the pads that hasn't been used as much. Oh, you also want to have yourself a microfiber cloth, because in between each pad changes you want to wipe off the powder that was on there from the previous. This way you also get a good idea of how much more you need to go. So this fogging is exactly what you want, but I can see some areas here that I need to get a little bit more. So I'm going to put on a new pad and repeat. Better to go slower than faster with the drill, because even though if you go slower it might take you a little bit longer, but at least you don't run the risk of messing up your lens. And you can actually notice that the powder here is actually starting to get lighter. Focus, focus, focus. Yeah, so it's actually starting to get lighter. And so that means that you're starting to successfully get off the yellowing that was messing up your lens to begin with. See how that went from yellow to white? That's exactly what you want. That's perfect. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my spray bottle. I'm going to use just a corner here because I still want to be able to use my cloth for wiping down. I mean, you could always use a secondary cloth, it's not a big deal. But just wipe it down to get all the rest of that off. And these pads that we're using are dry too. They're not wet. You're not wetting them down. They're dry. Yeah, see, it's already looking better already. It's important to notice too that both lenses are not going to be the same. One may require a little bit more sanding than the other, so don't burn through too many pads on one and not have enough for the other. So next step, after you're done with that, you want to switch to these white pads. This is the 800 grit, okay? Okay, now that we're done with the 800 grit, now you want to pick out this pad right here. This gray looking one, 3000 grit it is. Put that on your drill. And now you're going to need your spray bottle, because like I mentioned before, the other pads were dry. This one will be wet. This one's you're gonna start to see your lens really clear up here. So you want to spray your pad down a little bit, give a couple mists on your lens, So you want to keep this nice and moist. Now if you don't see your lens starting to clear up like this one, and you're seeing what looks like yellowish buildup, then you may need to go back to your sanding phase, because you should be seeing results like this right around now. Okay, we're on to the last step. So now you want to use the orange pad that they gave you and the rubbing compound. Now you're going to use just a little bit like that. That may even be too much. And before you turn it on, because if you turn this drill on it, it's going to spatter all over the place, get all over the place. So you want to wipe it on. And then buff it in. And I am going a little bit faster than what I was doing with the sanding disc. Again, not full speed, nothing crazy, just a little bit quicker. And this again goes into every car is different. So how much of this stuff you need depends on your vehicle and your lens and how good of a sanding job you're able to get done. You have a little excess on there, take your microfiber. Looks brand new. Alright, so thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. I'll be putting out more videos of things I'm doing to vehicles, things around the house, all sorts of do-it-yourself fixer-upper projects. Thanks very much, and safe driving.